T minus 10, 9, 8. And you see this big old rocket and all this steam and all this smoke and all this fire is pouring out, right? T minus 5, the space shuttle, all three main engines on the space shuttle combined are going at full power at T minus 5. Full power, all that thrust to get them going 15,500 miles per hour to lift tons up into space. And yet it's going nowhere. You notice at T minus 5, 4, 3, it's still sitting there. Full power, but it's still sitting there. Why? What in the heck is holding it back? Well, we need to ask ourselves that about ourselves, in that we've got all of these ideas, all of this energy, all these things that we want to do, but something keeps holding us back. And I sought to find out, first of all, what are those things that are holding people back? What are they? And I literally interviewed people around the globe, successful people and unsuccessful people. Let's start with the unsuccessful, but understand the successful people have the same things holding them back. They just stopped it from holding them back. So what were the things? Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of people making fun of them, fear of success. We talked about excuses. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves because we want to believe it's not our fault, but they are lies we tell ourselves. We actually believe these excuses are true. I really didn't have time for that, which is another one. Poor time management. People, if you say I didn't have time to get to that, you're wrong. You're lying. Maybe to yourself, but you're lying. You did have time for that. I blow that one away too. All the self-doubts. I talk about bad attitude because there's all this about good attitude. And okay, that's great. Before you have room for the good attitude, you got to get rid of the bad attitude. So all these things are holding us back, much like the space shuttle at 5, 4, 3. All of that's going on. At T minus 0, something fascinating happens. Now, that space shuttle, what was holding it back? 8 relatively tiny bolts. That's all. These things, 8. All at 15,500 miles per hour, all that torque, everything held back by 8 of these bad boys. That's all holding it down. And 8 of these things hold us back. And identified what those 8 things are. T minus 0, explosive charges go off in these frangible nuts that blow the bolts away and let that space shuttle do what it was meant to do, what God and mankind designed it to do so it can achieve its mission. So what I've done in this audio series is identified what these 8 bolts are for people and how do you blow these bolts so they're not going to hold you back anymore.